YouTubers, here we come. All right, let's kick it in. Let's talk about PlayStation. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Loud Thumbs Gaming. I am your host, Nick, and I'm back. It's been a little while. It's been a couple months hiatus. It's time to talk some PlayStation. They finally give me a reason to come back on here and chat, just throw out my 2 cents all day long. But I'm not doing it alone today, guys. I'm not doing it alone, okay? I got a buddy out there. He's streaming over there on Twitch as well. His name is Riles Becker. Go check him out. He's awesome. He's a very chill gamer guy over there with just fits the vibe. Grab a brew, grab a bourbon, and just play some games. So I want to introduce him, throw him up on screen right now. And Mr. Becker, thanks for joining, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, Nick. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, absolutely. Big supporter of the show. Really appreciate all your support in the past and continued support as well, man. I'm going to do the same I can for you over there. Just toss out as much as I can your direction.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Always. I appreciate the opportunity to come on and talk games with you. It'd be fun.
Hell yes. It's going to be a blast. We haven't got to do this yet, so this is awesome. It's just kind of a new 4-way just to fuck around and have a good time. Talk about some video games, and PlayStation did their thing. So why not? Let's talk a little bit of state of play. Beforehand, though, I don't know if you brought anything. I did. I made up a little bit of apple bourbon on my end here, so I gotta pour a little bit of that, and we'll get a little drink going on, and then we'll kick into some chit chatting, give our grade, and go from there. A little glug into the glass here, and got her on the rocks tonight. So all right. Again, go check out Mr. Becker over there. Riles Becker is his channel. Been playing some Valheim, correct, sir?
Valheim, yeah. Been doing last 3 streams have been Valheim. I'm having a pretty good time with that. One of my friends, Matt, he's been helping me play. He's kind of the Valheim expert, if you will, and has a lot of hours in it. So he's just been trying to do chill streams with him and just have a good time.
Yeah, I tuned into a few of those after the fact. I couldn't get into them live, unfortunately, but yeah, checked out the content. It looks like a fun game, so
it is like normally like the survival builders are kind of like hit or miss with me, but for some reason Valheim just really seems to click. Maybe it's just a setting, I don't know. And then I also like, it's kind of like a voxel graphic, but it's like really pretty too at the same time. So it's just on the surface it doesn't look like it's much, but when you really start looking at it, it's like it's a really pretty game.
Yeah, I would totally agree. It's voxels, for anybody who's not familiar with voxels, if you're tuning in or listening, just imagine Minecraft, where you can kind of fuck around with anything you want, destroy shit, build shit, whatever. Except imagine it in, like, I would just say Oblivion. Like, for some reason, it just tells me I'm playing Oblivion. It looks way prettier, though, but just imagine, like, a Skyrim or Oblivion sort of world. And you can just kind of do whatever the hell you want. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I saw some dudes digging, like, deep-ass tunnels and shit like that, too. It was pretty cool.
All right, well, I've got a Gumball Head.
Oh, okay. IPA style over there?
Trusted. It's like a pale ale.
Okay,
okay. IPA. Which I think, like, IPAs, like, I don't know if I can do them anymore. Like, it kind of messes me up a little bit.
I gotcha.
But anyway, getting old.
Cheers to getting old, my friend. Hell yeah. All right, well, we are here to talk about PlayStation, and we're going to get our overall thoughts out of the way at the beginning and kind of dig in deeper as we go. There were 14 pieces shown, and we'll go through those fast, slow. It just depends on how talkative we get on it, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
But overall, Kelly, tell me, man, what is your grade? Like A through F, and why?
Like, I think I would give, I'd give it a C, I think.
Okay.
And maybe C minus.
Okay.
So they really like in the way of PlayStation stuff. There's a couple first party, but for the most part, I feel like there's a lot of third party stuff.
Okay.
And I don't know, like I feel like their lineup this year just doesn't appear to be that strong.
Right, right.
But so yeah, I would say C minus. There's a couple things in there that I thought was kind of cool, and we'll just have to see how they play out.
Right, right. I lost you at the beginning there. You said that it was lacking PlayStation, Sony stuff. Is that what you said there at the beginning?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like I feel like there weren't very many first party things. They showed a lot. I feel like 40% at least was third party. I mean, I
That
don't
doesn't
know.
feel wrong at all.
Anyway.
Yes. Well, you liked it more than me. I'm going a D on this thing.
Hmm.
It none of it really spoke to me. I don't want to say none. We'll get into what did speak to me, but not
Yeah.
much at all spoke to me, and I was sad about it. But it is what it is when it comes down to it. Hopefully they'll have more coming in the future that speaks to me more clearly. But yeah, definitely a D. There's only a few reasons I did not just give this a flat out fail for me. And people, you got to remember if you're listening, and for me specifically, when it comes to this kind of stuff, this is me personally how I feel about it. I'm not going to look at it as an analytic type of a person. I could care less about getting into it and analyzing it. This is like a personal fact for me of how I feel. So, and I think that's kind of a tough thing for people to kind of accept in the world, is like, oh, well, that's his personal opinion. You know what I mean? And it's just the case. It really is the case of it. I wanted to see, I always go on and see how the world kind of looking at it as well. And I'm glad to see I'm not alone. Like, there's definitely a lot of people who were disappointed, a lot like us.
Yeah.
And for good reason, I think. It definitely needed to be built up into. It didn't need to be built up. Like, I think people kind of built it up in their mind, and I didn't even do that. I just said, hey, I want to see the games. Hopefully there's some good stuff that gets me, pumped. Sony'd already talked about not having much stuff this year coming from them. So in a way, I kind of felt like, why have a state of play? And here's something I thought of, and I kind of wanted your opinion on this. What is your thoughts on these state of plays coming out when they've already announced as a company, we don't really have shit for you this year, and they only give you these cookie crumbs of the game? Like, I don't quite get that anymore. Why not break it all up and have them do their own individual things? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I would say an all-time first. Microsoft is actually doing an okay
Yeah.
job here by doing usually like their marketing like sucks ass. It's awful. It's awful. But it's like they have their thing earlier in the year, and they showed like Hellblade and Indiana Jones and all, like a bunch of like really great looking titles, honestly.
Yeah, the Xbox showcase was pretty good.
Yeah, it was. And then I almost feel like Sony's like, yeah, guys, we gotta put something out here, man. I mean, we just can't not do anything. So I think they just kind of slapped something together and it was like, hell, we'll see what everybody thinks. I mean, is this show, is that their E3? Or is there going to be another show?
See, and I think there is nothing else. I think this was what you said. I think this is their like, hey, we've got to put something out when it's E3 time, because Summer Games Fest, or SGF Summer Games Fest is the E3 now. It's kind of taken the place of E3, and that's happening next week. And Xbox is kind of folded in with that a little bit. There's a thing going on at the same time as them, and I think that makes more sense to do it closer to this. But they didn't lead out of the gate with anything anybody really, I think, cared about. There was a few little hot points, that we'll talk about, but breaking it up seems like the smarter thing to do, because, for example, one of the games, Concord, got I think 10 or 11 minutes out of the 35-ish minutes. You know what I mean? That's just break that game off and do something at the end, like Xbox has done with Starfield and is supposedly going to be doing with Call of Duty coming up as well. Stop giving us these little piecemeal things that are like minus dates and minus detail and just CG flashy things, because you could throw those at the beginning of a movie in the theaters. You know what I mean? Something that you don't need to have in something called a state of play. And I know their state of plays are still supposed to be tiny, right? They're not their showcases. They're not their big tentpole things, but this one didn't have shit for me. Like it was so lacking. Um, I was disappointed. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sounds like we kind of would like the same thing coming from Sony, especially since Xbox and Nintendo have kind of got cornered and figured out what they need to do for their audience, which is a
Yeah,
little backwards.
I mean, I know we're talking about state of play and all that, but I can't say I'm like totally happy with what Microsoft's doing
No, yeah, there's
here lately.
nope.
But yeah, I mean, as far as the lineup, I feel like it's almost like how it was in Xbox One, PS4 days when Xbox like literally had nothing coming out, and it's like, what are you guys doing? I'm like,
Right.
I don't know,
Yep. Yep.
And then PlayStation's just like, they're like God of War, Spider-Man. It's like, yeah, they're freaking knocking it out of the park, and Xbox is just like, we got no idea what's going on right now. And now it feels like things are like maybe kind of shifting a little bit, and I would also like to get past blaming COVID
Yeah. Thank you.
for development woes and stuff like that. Hopefully, we're like on the other side of that, so we can like move forward with gaming. Like that'd be great.
Yes, please. Yes,
But
please.
anyway,
Yeah, I think we're in pretty much agreement. We're only a letter grade off, half a letter grade technically from one another. So we may have some things in common as we go down the list here. And
if
yes, go sir.
so, what I would like to say to that is, so maybe they've got like some Summer Games Fest stuff, and like Jeff Keighley's like, hey, I want this, and Sony's like, okay, we'll give you Bloodborne remaster or something, and if like something like comes out like during that, then I think I'll still keep the grade a C minus. But if they have like nothing else for this season of E3, then I would probably drop it a grade. Like honestly,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I was anticipating like more. But if there's like actually nothing else, then man, I don't know.
Ghost
Not
of
really a
Tsushima 2 is the
strong,
big one, the big front runner that people really want to see. Anything from it would make a huge difference. And why they're
yeah,
not showing anything, I don't know. That game came out in 2018 or 2020, excuse me. It's 4 years old, and 2018 is when they showed the first trailer, which got me hooked immediately. So I always think of that year. But
yeah,
yeah, so yeah, Sony has things that they're holding back on, but they need to give their people something. Their fans need to
mm,
see something. And I mean, I'm a fan of Sony, I'm a fan of video games, but this one didn't do anything for me, for sure.
yeah.
Going down the list, and this is really no in particular order. I'm just pulling up from the blog.playstation.com. So if you guys want to check out the list while you're tuning in or listening in, the first thing they have on here is the thing I think we just need to get out of the way, at least for me, and that's Astrobot. That
Yep.
was the game that made me not say this is an F. Like this kept me from a failing grade, and it's because I'm so excited to see this character grow in Sony's world. Because
Mm,
first off, he speaks to me in so many levels. I love sci-fi. I love tech. I love little robot-y guys like this that are just unique and different and fun. And not to mention that, they really lean into nostalgia with this character, and I'm a huge nostalgia freak. So going back and seeing all of the things that they did with Astrobot's Playroom was awesome when you bought the
mm,
PlayStation 5 and you get that game and you get to play it. It was an experience that I did not expect to happen, and immediately knew that I wanted this little guy to have more, life ahead of him. And I was super excited to see this. It looks like a fully fleshed out game. It doesn't look like a bunch of
mm,
bullshit, which I was definitely worried about because there were a little bit of rumors beforehand talking about this could be, coming out on, we should be seeing it. And it looks awesome. Like, I mean, it looks like their answer to a Mario 3D World or a Mario Odyssey type of game. Now, what were your thoughts on this one? What did it do for you on the show?
mm. So at first I was like, seriously? And then as I watched it more, I'm like, yeah, okay, all right. This it's cute, it's flashy. It's like a whole bunch of genres like mixed up into one. You have like a Star Foxy thing, you have a Mario thing, which you hit on. Very platformy. I thought it was kind of silly, like turning the controller like into a ship and the PS5 into a ship, but what the hell.
fun, silly at least. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, don't take it seriously. It is what it is. Have a good time. And how can you fault it for that?
Right. Yes.
So
Exactly.
yeah, I thought that was probably like the best thing they showed.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you happen to play the Playroom, Astrobot's Playroom?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not.
So you don't have a PS5.
So the funny thing is, like, I'm probably like a very small percentage. I have a PS5. I hardly use it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. No, that's fair.
It's like, man, I've got some slick stuff on there, but it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't play it.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, I recommend if you have not played that game, which comes with your PlayStation 5, check it out because it's
Yep.
way more of an experience than you would think. A lot of people called it a tech demo. I take offense to that. I don't think it's a tech demo at all. It shows off everything that the controller can do, which is what you want from all of the games that you should be playing on the PS5. And
Okay.
to me, it was kind of the creme de la creme of the games you want to play because all of a sudden you start playing all these ports from PS4 and they haven't implemented the control setups as well. And it really took away from kind of the experience. And then you go back and play Astro again, which I platinumed, and you just get
Okay.
that feeling of like, I know what I'm getting, what I paid for. I have this $70 or $80 controller that's, really cool, does a bunch of cool shit. And it's a really fun, upbeat game with cool music, cool graphics, throwbacks to all the characters that Sony has, which we saw in the trailer for this one on the State
Yeah.
of Play with Kratos, and Nathan Drake showed up a couple times and things like that. So I'm really excited for this one. September it's coming out, so I'm pretty pumped about that. It's not too far away, so it'll be a nice little fall winter game for people out there. I call that one Best in Show, by the way, guys. That's just a simple three words. Best in Show for me was Astro.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Yes, I would agree with that.
All right, man. Tell me what your thoughts are on Concord. We touched on a little bit. Give me more.
All right. So, we first got just like a little CGI cutscene trailer. I don't know if it was CGI or not, if it was like in-game, in-engine.
It was hard to tell.
Whatever.
It seemed in-engine, but I don't know.
We got a little movie.
Yep.
And the first one to start off was like, okay, I'm feeling Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, that was like the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, okay, I'm kind of jiving with all these characters. It seems fun. And then we get into like the second part of that trailer, and they kind of like start showing some gameplay elements, and it's like, is this a 5v5? Is this are we doing this? And as it turns out, that's exactly what it is. And it's like, everyone's like, I feel like all these devs are like trying to find like their esports game or something.
Yes.
And it's like, God, if you all just would have made this a freaking narrative, story-driven campaign characters that you could play as all of them, fucking great.
Yep.
And instead we do another 5v5 thing. It's like, okay, bummer. That's really all I have to say is bummer, because like it looks good. All the character designs are neat. At least they're not using an Overwatch font, so at least we have that.
True.
But I see a future of Battle Pass storytelling, and I just hate Battle Pass storytelling. It's awful. You get like 2 minutes of a trailer for the beginning of the season, and that's it. That's all you get. That's all the story you get, and then
Yep.
you're just back to doing the 5v5 thing. Anyway, I thought I had like there was some great expectations when it first started off, and then it just kind of turned into something I've really already seen.
Yeah, I would echo a lot of that. Absolutely. I was on a TikTok thread today earlier, and some people were talking about that one, and one guy had a reaction. I actually had to go in and comment on his, because his reaction was exactly how I felt. But I kind of inward react. I don't really outward react so much. And his reaction was like, okay, this looks good. Okay, this looks like good world building. Here we go. Okay, yeah, character's not bad. I like the banter, And then they announced it was 5v5, and he just like grabbed his head and was like just like fucking kill me. You know what I mean? Like you just ruined all
Yeah.
the potential in this game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. I think that's exactly what happened. Like this game could have been an amazing, and you know, I'll say this, preface this a little bit. I love Helldivers. Okay, Helldivers 2 is still my game of the year. It's one of the most fun games I have played in my life,
Mhm.
and it's because you get to play with your buddies and you get to do stuff together, and it creates a team, and it is a building of a team and getting better together fun that you make in those kind of games, at least in Helldivers 2. I can't even tell you another game that's like Helldivers 2 because I don't play any of them that are like that because it feels very unique to me. But
Okay. Yep.
this game could have done that, and I would have been all in. It could have been a 5-player PvE. Let's go. You're the bot. I'm the Star-Lord character. You're the Gamora character. You're the Drax character. Whatever, right? Because it
Huh.
definitely screams Guardians, and that is
Hmm.
100% up my alley. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. Is my favorite Marvel franchise, and I wanted more until they killed it. They immediately just knife through the heart as soon as that happened.
Yep.
5v5, I went, I'm done. I'm not the biggest competitive game player. So that's why this game did not speak to me. I mean, my note just says I'm not the demographic for this. I like competition, but I like to build a good team to go compete with. And
Mm.
you can't do that on 5v5 games like that. Like you get slaughtered. Somebody always finds a cheat or a hack or something. So just let me face bots, let me have fun with my team versus bots. Now maybe they will have that as an option, and maybe the story will be better, but I think you nailed it. I think it's 2 minutes a week. They're going to show you some dumb little teaser trailer for the things you're about to do. You're going to do that thing, and then the next week, whatever the next trailer is the payoff from that, and another 30 seconds of what you're going to do next.
Man,
So
2 minutes a week if you're lucky.
if you're
You
lucky.
get 2 minutes like every 180 days or something
Well,
crazy.
they said that they would have additional updates every week on this game.
Oh,
So
okay.
that
All
was
right.
part of one of the articles. But
Okay.
that's going to be tough to keep up on. I don't really see that happening. I think you're there at it. That it's just going to slowly kill itself over and over and over because it's not going to be able to fit the need that people are looking for. And there's too many 5v5s. So yeah.
Yeah.
Next on the list was PC God of War Ragnarok coming in, and I mean this one. I mean this sounds kind of harsh, but I was like, who cares? I already knew about this. What did they show me that I haven't seen already? And is it going to look prettier on the PC? Yeah, but nobody's going to be able to tell the difference. That was just me. Like I didn't care about this announcement at all. We already knew about it.
I think I have cool. You know, all right.
Yeah.
It's like I think it's another. Well, oh man. We got to make this thing 35 minutes. Yeah, Jill, that's right. Wait, don't we have that thing with God of War? How long is that?
Yeah. No shit.
Fucking put it in. Okay. Yeah, it's like I don't know. I mean, it's cool that it's coming to PC. But a lot of so like my problem with that is. So Ragnarok's been out for 2 years?
Yeah. It will
I
be
think
will
that's
be 2 years in November.
I think that's too long.
Yeah.
I think it's too long.
Yep.
You'll still have the people that the diehard PC players are still gonna get it and they're still gonna play it. They're still gonna love it. All the God of War games are awesome, and that's just the way it is. But it's like it's just too late. That should have been a year ago, or release it when the game comes out on PS5. It's a no-brainer. But hey, whatever.
Yeah, I think it was filler for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, God of War Ragnarok released November 9th of 22. So this will be almost exactly 2 years.
Almost 2
It's
years.
two months shy of it. September 19th of 24 is coming to PC. And yeah, it's definitely too little too late in a way. It's going to sell. There's no doubt it's going to
Yeah.
sell. It's
Yeah.
a fucking amazing franchise. It's one of the greatest sequels of anything ever made in media. I love the game. It's fucking awesome, but I'm not a PC guy and I've already played it on PS5. So for me,
Yeah.
it didn't speak to me and they had already announced it. So
Yeah.
moving on, Until Dawn, this was just unneeded. That's the word I put on it. It's just unneeded. We don't need a remake of this. It didn't need to be in here. They had already told us once what it was coming, and they showed us what it looked like. What else are you gonna give me?
Two of their games in this state of play were remakes or remasters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine. I guess Until Dawn's awesome. I've never played it myself. Like all those games, like I enjoy watching them more than I like playing them.
Yeah.
It's really fun to kind of watch one person go through it. You're like, oh wow, that's what they chose. Oh, excuse me. Oh wow, that's what they chose, and then somebody else like chooses a completely different path, and you're like, holy crap! Like, I don't know. I think like all the variations in the story is really neat. But not a game that not the type of games that I like to play. But anyway, I mean, yeah, there's another one where, and that's like part of their first party stuff too.
Yeah.
And it's just like another remake. Like, what did they do? It was like 2 or 3 remakes last year. Also, I can't remember, but I know that there were quite a few remakes for them last year as well. And
yeah, there's been a lot.
Kind of feels like that's all right.
Here we go again. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. The only thing that came out of this was I watched the state of play with my son, and he didn't know about this game. When I explained to him how you can play it, and somebody can use their phone and kind of make decisions with the player and so on and so forth, he kind of got intrigued. And he's a big horror guy, so like, oh, that might be something we might be able to check out together. Still on the PS4. I will not be picking this game up again. There's no way. I already own it on PS4. And I haven't totally finished yet, but being able to play with him may give me a little bit of an added bonus.
Little boost to get through it.
Yeah, exactly. The next one on the list here they have is this Skydance Behemoth. I mean, it just, the way they describe this one is it's just VR. But bottom line, like, I don't even want to talk about the description. I'm not a VR guy. I don't like VR games. I'm absolutely not the demographic for it. I think VR games are definitely a teenager's demographic, maybe like in your 20s. After that, I think you feel like, I've done it. I don't need to do it anymore. I want to chill or something. But it looked pretty and whatnot, and I'm sure it's gonna be great for the VR people, but for me, didn't speak to me at all.
Yeah, the VR stuff is, I feel like, I mean, I feel like maybe Sony they're really pushing the VR, I think, kind of hard. It's almost like back in the day when Xbox was pushing Kinect.
Right.
That's kind of how it feels to me. Kinect was ahead of its time, but the tech just wasn't there for it. And at least like with VR, like the tech's like kind of there, but it's very gimmicky. And it's just a pain in the ass to set up. I'm like, I'm gonna get my VR set up, and you gotta like push everything out of your room, and like
true,
yeah. But I mean, it looked like it might be kind of fun. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Blade and Sorcery.
Oh yeah,
Steam VR. Which that one's kind of fun. But again, like those types of games, like it's hard to like really devote the energy and time, and they're like, all right, I'm gonna do this, let's go, and then just like 3 hours later,
yes,
you're like passed out on the floor. So I don't know, but it looked okay, but not for us.
Yep, definitely not. Path of Exile 2 is coming to PS5, and it's a free to play, by the way, which is cool, but it's like a early access, which I found very interesting that they're doing early access on console. And maybe because I don't do a lot of PC stuff, I don't maybe know about a lot of early access stuff on console, but I know there's a lot of PC early access, so that took me by surprise. The only thing about this was the couch co-op. When it said couch co-op, and I knew it was free to play, me and my son both love playing games together, and there's not many couch co-op games, so I was pretty excited about that. His reaction was, as the game finally pulled out and started showing, it was like, oh, it's Diablo. And I said, it's exactly Diablo. Like, there's just no hiding it. That's where they got their inspiration. That's where they've gone from there. I mean, it looked good though, and I don't know if I would love it, but it's free to play, and I'm gonna try it out with him. There's no doubt about that one. So that one gave me a little
Mm.
bit of a okay, why not? Couch co-op, I'm down.
I think Path of Exile 2 was a good trailer for them to get. Um, and the first Path of Exile actually drastically changed Diablo.
Oh, it did. Okay, I did not
So,
know that.
oh yeah,
Okay.
Path of Exile, like you just like one of these times, you just have to go just type it into your search engine and look up the Path of Exile uh skill map. I'm not even sure like how you even describe this thing, but
Okay.
it is literal insanity. Like you're gonna go what? And it's like, yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. The Path of Exile skill map is insane. And then I think PoE 2 is probably going to go toe to toe with Diablo and probably beat it. I think. It's just better. At least the first PoE was pretty awesome.
Okay.
So and it's free like it's free to play. Like the voice acting is really good. Um, and everything's just cosmetic. I mean, I don't know. It's PoE is good. Like it is a good free to play game. Like legit.
So I'm curious if it's coming to Xbox. Looks like
I
it
was
is.
wondering about that too. Okay.
Yep, looks like it
Okay.
is as well. So, because if Sony could tackle that thing and make it, PC and PlayStation 5, that would be a good get for them since Sony has
Yeah.
or Xbox has Diablo. But yes, it looks like it's a day and date kind of thing. PS5 and Xbox Series X both. But anyway, I mean, it tripped my trigger a little bit there. So we'll see how that
Yeah.
goes once it comes around. It just said later this year. That one gave us no date or anything like that, but it did say 2024. Well,
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter Wilds, man. What it do for you? Anything on a Monster Hunter level for you?
So I was actually talking to one of my friends about this one, and Monster Hunter is gonna Monster Hunter. Like, and if you don't like what Monster Hunter gives you, I really have a hard time believing that Monster Hunter Wilds is gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna love this. I mean, it's just like I've tried to play. I would love to love Monster Hunter, but I just can't do it, and I don't know what it is. I really don't. I just can't do it.
I'm in the same
Um,
camp as you, my guy. A
yeah,
100%. I've tried.
yeah,
I own the Switch version of the Monster Hunter. Was it Rise? I think.
Rise. Yeah.
And I own the PS4 version of Monster Hunter Worlds, along with
Mhm.
like I think it was like some sort of DLC that came with it. I have all of that, and I tried and tried and tried and tried, and for me, I think it's a more grindy game than I like. I don't like grindy
Mhm.
things. Um, so that was it, and I don't think it's for me as far as descriptive gameplay goes. I think it's too vague about what you got to do. There's not like a known
Mm.
like, oh, I got to do this with that animal and get that thing or that monster. So I think that's it for me, but I'm same as you. I have not put a finger on why it doesn't click with me. But I should love these games because they look like they're a ton of fun, and
Mhm.
I can't either.
Yeah. Just it's just not for us.
It's not for us, dude.
Sometimes stuff's gonna come out. It's just not for us. That's fine. That's fine.
It's fine. It's absolutely fine.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
I did think that the characters looked a lot better in this one, by the way. That
Yep.
was the only like little positive I noticed for me. I was like, damn, those characters do not look like Monster Hunter characters. Good job. Those look really well done.
Yeah.
But I still saw some weird little hiccups and hitching giddy ups going on with the characters, or the monsters when they would run. Like you'd see like weird animations with the arms, and even in this trailer, if you look back at it, you can see like something was weird. But
Yeah.
that's me and my extra pickiness that I can get into.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
man.
the trailer. I was gonna say the trailer that I watched like during the stream, like it really like I don't know if there's something going on with the encoding or whatever. It did not like it was like, is this like 25 frames,
That's
20 frames?
okay
Like
that it
this
wasn't just
actually
me.
doesn't look good. But actually, if you go and you watch like a good trailer of it, it doesn't look like that. So
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I'll have to give it another shot then. Just get a
yeah,
rewatch just because. I mean, I'm still not going to play it, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not
Game
putting $70
Pass?
into
All
that.
right. Well, I'll
Game
do the
Pass.
tutorial.
Yeah.
Maybe do the tutorial. I couldn't even get past the tutorial in Monster Hunter Rise. It just did not jive, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Silent Hill 2. Okay, we were talking about remakes earlier. Until Dawn. This is number 2 that Mr. Kelly over there is talking about. And man, there's something about it. Like, I was listening to the guys on Kind of Funny today as I was coming home from work, and they were talking. I didn't get through the whole episode, but they were talking about their reactions to this state of play. And all of them kind of had the same, like, there's something off about this game. Like, we can't put our fingers on it, can't feel what it is. And I feel that way too. Like, it's the worlds look really well done, but the characters do not, like, they do not speak to what the game looked like, when it released. The main character does not look the same. I'm gonna be honest, he looks like a Fraggle Rock to me. He's got his big ass nose and shit, And I'm just like, dude looks like a Muppet. He's like, right? I'm like, man, like, it's very disappointing. And the only thing I want to say that I wish would have happened with this series is I wish they would have just started with Silent Hill and remade it and done something unique with it, like Resident Evil had done when they did Resident Evil 2, because they could have changed, perspective, but still kept the ambiance, still feeling very spooky and creepy. We know they can do this kind of stuff. They could have made it a first person like Resident Evil did when they went into 7. That would have been fucking awesome to me, because what they do with PT when they were playing with the whole Silent Hill thing with, Konami before all the big explosions happened and they all broke up. Something different. I just wish in another universe I could have existed to see Silent Hill redone in a totally new way, but still creepy as hell. So I'm disappointed in seeing what I saw of the game so far.
Yeah, FPS, that would have been pretty slick.
Yeah.
I never played any of the old Silent Hills.
Okay.
And like honestly, I don't know much about them. So when I saw the trailer, it's kind of like, okay, this looks like I would maybe try this.
Right.
But I probably won't go out of my way, to get it. Yeah.
Same. I think this is
But
gonna be a flop. I really do. Like, I think I'll say it right
yeah.
here and put it in stone. Like, I don't think this is gonna hit like they want it to hit, and I don't think it's gonna push like Resident Evil did. Resident Evil knew how to do a remake, and they killed it.
Yeah, the friggin' 2, Resident Evil 2 remake is amazing.
It is.
It's like, holy crap! Like I played that, the OG one, and it's like, that was scary back then.
Yes.
And I don't. Would it be scary now? I'm not really sure.
But it's scary now, man. X-Man will fuck.
Okay.
He scares the shit out of me. Still.
Yeah, X gonna give it to you. But,
yeah, he is.
But I think like you had a good point about Resident Evil 7. Like that game, like, holy crap, like that game was awesome. Like I really enjoyed that one. I have not played 8 yet. I want to. But I just haven't made it around to that one. But man, Resident Evil 7 just had some awesome set pieces, great mood.
Yeah.
And if they could like capture that with a Silent Hill type of game, like, holy crap, like, yeah, that'd be cool.
And Silent Hill is supposed to be like a psychological horror, it's supposed to fuck with your head, and they could have done that so much easier in first person in my eyes, because there's been a bunch of games I've played in the past, like Fatal Frame is one that always comes to mind that's first person, and it's there's pieces of it, like you can do both first and third depending on where you're at in the game and what you're doing, but the first person parts of that game are so fucking scary because you're having to look through a camera and you're supposed to be looking for, like, ghosts and shit, and things would pop out and scare the shit out of you. They could do that so well in the Silent Hill thing because everything's foggy and dark and scary and moody. So it's like they could easily play up fog and shadows and all kinds of stuff with the technology we have now for these games. And I think it's just a missed opportunity for sure. I was really hoping to see something different than exactly what we got before with really kind of wonky looking characters. Next was the Alien Rogue Incursion, another VR game. again, I've just put VR again. It's like get rid of the cord, Sony. You screwed yourself by making it wired. Every time I think of VR on PSVR 2, it's like, what the hell? This looked all right. I mean, it was immediately, it was you could tell it was uh, what was it, Resurrection? Alien Resurrection? I don't remember what the PS3 or 4 game was, but it immediately looked like that to me.
Yeah, shoot. Why can't I think of the... Anyway, yeah, that Alien game. But that one, that was a good game too. But I thought like the Alien VR one was actually kind of neat. Pulling out the little radar thing,
Right.
Just like that'd be pretty wild. I think playing something like that in VR would probably get pretty immersed.
Alien Isolation is the game I'm thinking
Isolation. There we go. Thanks. Which Isolation is awesome. Like that's
holy
crap.
Very creepy as well.
Whew.
Scary as hell.
But yeah, the Alien Rogue Incursion, I think that's a really good idea of for a VR game. So we'll have to see how that one does.
Yeah, won't be one I'll play, but yes, I will agree with what you're saying. It out of the VR games, it would be the only one I would even attempt to try and play and get creeped out about. Because I played Resident Evil 7 in VR, not all the way through, but like 2 levels of it, and holy shit, it's scary as fuck. Like it is one of the scariest experiences I've ever had in my life.
I can't.
Yeah, it's a bit much. Like it definitely reaches that level for me. I'm like, okay, I've had a half hour. I'm good. I'll play another half hour tomorrow. Yeah.
VR in the trash can after that.
Right.
Fuck.
Yeah. Next on the list was Marvel Rivals, which we knew this existed. It's been in beta on PC for a while. I think it just ended, but I mean, I want to play it. I'm just not a fan of closed betas, and they're doing a closed beta again in July on this. And closed betas, you just can't get into. Like, you got to sign up for bullshit and got to get in there somehow or another. But if they did an open beta, I'd be more excited. That was about my gist of that one. This is a game that I can't say a whole lot about because I like how it looks. It looks like it could be fun. I'm not a big 5v5 guy. I still stand in that realm. I did like Overwatch in its day. Me and my son had a good time with it.
Yeah.
But if this isn't as fun or more fun than Overwatch, I'm not going to play it. And I'm glad they're just leaning into the Marvel characters and kind of the over-the-topness of them. That gives me a little bit more want to play the game just to screw around. Because it's going to be free to play. That's at least the rumors around everywhere that I've been reading.
Really?
Yep. It's going to be just like Overwatch 2, totally free to play. There's going to be built-in microtransactions like we always know there's going to be.
Yeah.
But I mean, what about you? I mean, based on Concord and how we both feel about Concord, I can say Marvel's gets me there more than Concord does. But what are your thoughts?
I would agree with that. I think just having the familiarity of the characters, I mean, it pretty much just writes itself.
Yep.
I'll if it's gonna be a free to play, I might try it once. I'll probably go, yep, this is what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Any of my other friends playing? No. All right, I'm out. Yeah.
I'm the same boat, dude.
maybe if you can get like a good group together and you just have fun playing it, that might be different. But just to like solo play it in a group of randos, like, no thanks.
No.
But yeah, worth a try if it's going to be free to play. We'll see how it goes. It could be a co-stream thing down the road. Who knows?
Yeah, that could be fun.
See what we think.
Yeah, absolutely. Dynasty Warriors. Hit me on this one, man. What are your thoughts on Dynasty Warriors? This thing's been around forever. Now they're doing the Origins.
I played, I believe it would have been Dynasty Warriors 2 on PlayStation 2.
I was going to say, that was PS2, right?
I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure that was the last Dynasty Warriors I've ever played. So that's one of those games where it's like the people that love Dynasty Warriors, I'm sure they're like, yes, eating it up. But for me, I mean, yeah, it has its place. It's a good button masher. just slicing through freaking hundreds and hundreds of things on screen. I'm sure that's fun. But yeah, I thought this was a good reveal. When was the last Dynasty Warriors that came out?
Well, you were right on Dynasty Warriors 2 because it was on PS2 and it was a 2000 release. The
Wow.
Dynasty Warriors Wikipedia here. Let's see here. I'm curious.
Dynasty Warriors 9?
Was it?
Or
I
was
thought
it 10?
they hit like 11 or something, but they were like subtitles, I think. Um, Let's see. PS, GameCube, Dynasty. Yeah, you're right. 9.
So 9 was
2021.
out in okay.
So
2021.
Christmas of 2021. So it's been 3 years. And I don't think we have a release date on this one, did we? No, it just says 2025. They only give us a year.
So yeah, that's, gosh. I mean, again, like it has its play group, like those Earth Defense Force games.
Mhm.
Like the people that love those games, like just eat them up.
Oh yeah,
just eat them up. So
yeah, I would agree. The last Dynasty Warriors I even touched was on the 360. I remember going to a buddy and his brother's house. They were huge fans of them. Don't quote me, but I think it was a co-op experience or some sort of multiplayer was involved because I'm pretty sure I played with them. But it's just too samey. You know what I mean? Like it's like rinse and repeat over and over and over. So for me, it's just not my jam. But they're cool. They look fun. Yeah. But they're just not my jam. I've tried them. Can't stay in that camp for too long, and then I'm out.
what am I doing here?
Right.
Oh, I'm just cutting down all these dudes. All right.
Oh, I'm mindlessly killing things. Oh, yes, that's right. Yes. The next one was the Ballad of Antara. This one is also going to be a free to play. It's a fantasy RPG coming out in 2025. I mean,
that's also multi-platform too.
Oh, was it? Okay, I didn't look into that.
So,
it looks pretty, but it also is very much to me looking like it's a Souls-like game, and those do not read with me. I don't read into those at all, and if they would put difficulty levels on them and make an option for story or easy, I'm in. I'm totally in.
Yeah.
You were streaming Another Crab's Treasure, I think, a few weeks ago, and I asked you about that on your stream, and my son started playing it, and yes, there are options. There's accessibility options. There's difficulty changes you can do and things like that. That's what more games need to do for this genre to matter to me. The Souls-like genre does not speak to me in 1 ounce. As soon as I see that it's this like hard as balls, you must be exactly on time. I'm like, no, man, like I don't want to come home from work after a shit day of being bitched out by customers and get my ass kicked constantly. You know what I mean? I want to relax and play video games. I want to have fun. Let me kill shit mindlessly. I'll just play Dynasty Warriors,
There you go. Dynasty, man, it's Dynasty Warriors for you.
It might be. We might have to just jump back into it, I guess. But yeah, like, I mean, what'd this one do for you? Anything? I mean, it's pretty, but
I just wrote Soulsy off to the side.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it looked all right. Is another one of those where, unfortunately, I like Souls games.
Okay.
I do. I like punishing myself. For whatever reason. I don't know why. But man, Elden Ring is such an experience that it's almost impossible for me to play a Souls game and go, oh yeah, and that's like kind of my bad. Like I need to learn to separate Elden Ring and then here's everything else. But I mean, I'd just rather play Elden Ring. And Elden Ring is like so huge. There's so much to do. And now we're getting ready to have DLC, but I'm kind of surprised that they didn't have why not have an Elden Ring DLC trailer?
Yeah, I walked out of the room at one point and walked back and thought this game was Elden Ring at first. And my son was like, no, it's some other. And I was like, oh, but it's definitely a Souls-like. He's like, yep, definitely a Souls-like.
Definitely Souls-like. I mean, I thought it looked all right. Looked like it had some pretty good graphics and some interesting concepts for enemies and stuff like that too. That's like one of the things I really like about Souls games, like across the board. It's like everyone's gonna be like, man, how are we gonna make this guy look? And it's just like it's fucking crazy. And I just love that. I
Yeah,
love
they are
all the
crazy art
crazy
design.
enemy designs
Yeah.
like that.
I did a little research there while you're chatting. I don't see anywhere showing this on Xbox at all. So I don't know if this is
Oh, okay.
exclusive, but I did check the old internets there, and no definitive answers. So let me know in the comments or anything if you guys are listening to this later. Hit me up because I'm curious if you guys have any info on that.
I might have been thinking of a different, but
anyway. The free to play thing is nice on that game, by the way. It could get me to play it if they give me a difficulty level. Like, just give me fucking normal or easy. Like, I don't want this like ridiculously over the top difficulty level. Okay, next on the list, Infinity Nikki. This is absolutely dog shit to me. Like, I have nothing that I give a shit about this game. It's a dress up game. And it's like, no, like it definitely like Dynasty Warriors and all these other games we've been mentioning that aren't up our alley. It has its people. They're gonna play it and they're gonna love it. But for me, it's no. That's just definitely not for me.
It's kind of like a farm simulator for Genshin Impact or something like that. I don't know.
It
I wasn't
definitely
quite sure.
definitely looks like Genshin Impact.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't have any next to Infinity Nikki, so I was speechless. Definitely not for me either.
No.
You do you. If you enjoy that thing, go for it. But
that's
not
right.
This guy.
Yep, you have fun with your games just like we have fun with ours. We don't love all of them either, but last on the list is Where Winds Meet. This is it's a Wuxia open world action RPG. I think I'm saying that right. And it's set in ancient China, bringing martial art mysteries to the PS5. This game should be a game I will fucking love. However, it also screams Souls-like, and it worries me that they're going to do the same damn thing. And I don't know how to feel about it because in all pieces of my being, I love Chinese lore and myth, Japanese lore and myth. Like I love them so much. They're so different than our American lore and myth. You know what I mean? I love seeing different things and branching out and learning those. So I want to experience this very badly because it looks awesome as fuck. Like it looks so good. The characters, like you're saying, the enemies you see in fighting these one-on-one character or one-on-one battles look amazing. And it just looks like it's a lot of dodge, parry, roll, and that kicks my ass. Like it just becomes unfun, and so I don't know, man. Like this one is tough for me. Like this gave like another half a grade on bringing it up to a D from a D- for me, but I'm worried that it's going to be another one like that. I want it to be like Ghost. I want more games to fall in the Ghost of Tsushima realm of gameplay and combat because that was like the chef's kiss for me. It was everything I would love in a video game. It had all the lore I look for, great character building. Even though the enemies were kind of rinse and repeat, it was still really fun battles against all of them, and it was not easy. Like I felt like I was doing a good job being a samurai. But what does Where Winds Meet do for you, man? What do you think on this one?
So you're saying that it is an action RPG?
Yeah,
is that what you were saying?
Action adventure RPG is what they call it. Open world.
So just looking at the trailer, I wasn't even sure like what kind of game it was supposed to be.
Okay, you're lost.
Like,
okay,
is this PvP? Because it looked like it's just one-on-one shit. Like, is this like a hardcore freaking dueling PvP type of game, like one-on-one? I was like, I mean, that'd be kind of neat. It'd be a little different.
That would be different.
But open world action RPG. Okay, got it. So probably another Soulsy game is what it looked like to me as well. Again, like good character design. I thought it looked pretty flashy, pretty neat, very unique with how everything looked. I mean, how many times can you have a game like that, and then like, wow, it looks drastically different from the other Souls game that I just saw a trailer for. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That got a lot of talent working there to make things look different and interesting. But I mean, it could sit in the same boat as the Ballad of Antara. I mean, just
Right.
have to see how it goes. If it has like if it says like action RPG, then maybe that might be a little different. Like if there's like some cool like skill tree stuff that you can do, that might set it apart from any other Souls game. Because I think like Soulsy, you're just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna put a point into vigor, point into
Right.
strength. You know, you can do
True.
like a if you can do a Soulsy game, but then also do like a skill tree or something like that. That could be really different. Because I really feel like all the Soulsy games are just like you're just putting points into attributes, and I think that's it.
Yeah, you're
Might
not
be
wrong
wrong
at
there.
all. Yeah, and that's what everywhere I'm looking here, that's what everybody calls it. Action RPG open world is everyone
Hmm.
calling that IGN as well.
Hmm.
It says you
So maybe it
create.
won't be Soulsy.
Yeah, I would really love that,
Maybe it won't be.
man. I would really love that because this could feed the need. I mean, there's the release date's nowhere to be found,
Hmm.
and it doesn't even give us a year on this one. But I'm hoping like a next year kind of thing, and it's coming out before Ghost. But yeah, this game just looks so good. Like it looks so
Yeah.
fun. In the mysteries part too, like yeah, I love mystery, man. I fucking love mystery stuff. So, and if it lets me solve those mysteries, it's super cool. I mean, who doesn't love, figuring out, who the killer is? And
Hmm.
LA Noire, totally underrated game. One of my favorite games of that decade. Just absolutely loved that game. And that was just 100% detective work. And it was really cool and
Mm-hmm.
very well done. So, to do something like that in this sort of a world, along with some really awesome looking battles would be very different. Like you keep saying there, it's very unique if they can mix the two of those and kind of feed the need of multiple fans. That would be awesome.
Yep.
I'd be down
Yep.
for that. Never thought of thinking of it that way just from the gameplay, but from the description, definitely could read different. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Could be. Maybe it's just the good old fashioned. You're getting XP, and hey, you leveled up. All right, cool.
I like
And
that
have the rest of
idea.
the bonfire? No, you don't have to do that. Oh, cool.
Right. I like that. I like that idea. I can save anywhere. Hell yeah. I can
Wow. All
I
right.
can
Cool.
pause the game. Hell yeah. You know what I mean? That definitely turned me off on Elden Ring. I'm like, I can't pause the fucking game. What? God damn
Hmm.
it! Everything can kill me when
Oh
I'm
man.
paused. Damn it!
Yes.
This is not right.
You're only safe at a little what was that what do they call the resting spot in Elden Ring?
There
It's
were the
been
statues, weren't they?
no, it had like a site of grace.
There you go.
That's what that's the bonfire in Elden Ring. But
Right.
you could sit there for a while as long as you like. You know, you'd be safe. But yeah,
Gotta
gone
find them.
after you get up.
Yeah, I don't get up.
Yeah, just I'm gonna stay here as long as you can.
Right. Yes. Yes. Billy Madison. Absolutely. All right. Well, hey, I mean, not a good show. Hoping for better in the future, but there's not a whole lot I can say. Not a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Thank you to Astro ending the show like it did, and
Yeah, that was a good move.
yeah.
That was a good move.
And I'd be curious to know if you pick up your PS5 and play that at some point. I really want to know your thoughts on it. You have to hit me up.
I'll have to see if I can somehow fit it into the
If you just get
friggin'
into a
gaming
lazy
schedule.
mode, if you get into a lazy mode and you're like, you know what, I want something that I don't have to do a whole lot with, but this just kind of cool to look at and shows off my controller, why not? I'm gonna check it out.
All right.
We'll be
Get
surprised.
penciled in.
I think you might be surprised.
All right.
It surprised the hell out of me, I'll tell you that much. I didn't expect an 8-hour experience out of that game either. All right, well, hey, that is it, man. Any final thoughts from you? I know we kind of got them out of the way.
I mean, again, like if they're holding on to some, if Jeff Keighley is like, hey, I got you. You know, if he like is like got some aces up his sleeve for Sony, like that'd be kind of cool. But I really not even sure like what they could even do other than going like maybe a 30-second spot for Ghost of Tsushima 2 as a title. You know,
Right.
that's it.
Slow pan with the
but
wind blowing across and
yeah,
some cherry blossom
yeah, like
leaves.
that'd be good. That'd be good. But then it's like Overwatch 3.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
But
at some point we got to get the Lego Horizon because that's already been leaked. So somewhere they're going to show that.
oh,
Um,
okay.
so we'll see if they got any more in the next couple of weeks, but they're going to have to do it quickly because I know we are not alone. Um, hello on YouTube. How are you guys? But I know we're not alone with how we feel about all of this because
Yeah.
everybody is kind of giving it pretty low ratings, and I haven't given a showcase or a state of play of any kind this low of a rating since I've been podcasting. I mean,
Mm.
that's over 3 years for the podcast side of things on the channel, and it's just a sad state of affairs right now. They should have just broken it up and done a bunch of cool shit just out of nowhere and took the year off and waited until, I don't know, maybe do something at Christmas or something and show us what you're giving us in 2025. But Sony's got to do some stuff. They got some work to do. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a pretty good year with Helldivers 2
Yeah.
and Final Fantasy 7.
Yep. Rebirth.
Rebirth, thanks.
Yep. They
and
also
then
had
Stellar Blade.
Yep.
That's been being positively looked on. So so there's three pretty
Spider-Man's
solid
still
ones.
doing some work for him too. It was a last year title, but it's still doing work for him for sure. And there's leaks it's coming to PC, but like see stuff like that would have done a big thing for him here. Like if they'd have dropped it, hey, Spidey's coming to PC, in 2025, people are like, oh hell yeah, that's cooler than nothing, First, at least it's first party, right? All we got from first party this time, I think, was Until Dawn and Until Dawn, Astro, and God of War. That's it. Am I wrong? I think that's it.
And the PSVR stuff.
Well, but I don't think those are exclusive. They all said meta below them too. They're not exclusive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not exclusive at all. So I'm like, what was the one we did mention that I looked up while you were talking? That the Ballad of Antara. Yeah, that may be, but I don't know 100% on that one.
Concord's exclusive, isn't it?
Is a Concord exclusive? Now I gotta look.
I would hope so if they devoted like freaking a third of their show to it.
It was a third, dude. Let's see, exclusive to PS5. That's another thing I want to end on that I'm curious for your opinion on. Yep, looks like that's it. Does not say anything about any other consoles or PC. So yes. So they had 5 out of 14, if we can go off of saying that the Ballad of Antara was. So a third of their games they showed, but still not great because they weren't real big pressing games. And one of them we already knew was coming out to PC well long ago. So my question on the PlayStation 5. Now you already mentioned you aren't playing yours as much as you would like to. However, I'm kind of curious now on a deeper as to why that is. Is it like you're not getting the full next gen exclusive like experiences from it? Because a big problem right now is they're still porting over games from PS4 onto this thing, and they're still making new games for the PS4 and not exclusive to the 5 and really harnessing the power of the thing. And that bothers me personally. I'll say that much. Like we're 3 years into almost 4 years into this console, and we're still dealing with, we're still going to make games for the PS4 and not exclusive to the 5 and really show you how awesome these games can look and play.
And then we're gonna talk about, hey, we got a new console that's gonna be coming out here pretty soon.
No shit.
like this just started, like come on. But no, I mean honestly, like I'm honestly more of an Xbox guy, and PC. That's kind of where my home's at. And then I have PlayStation stuff, and I played through the first Spider-Man, making my way through first God of War.
Nice.
I played Last of Us, which was Not the second one, for the first one. That's the only one I played. And first Last of Us like freaking blew me away.
The
Holy
second one
shit.
you can skip, in my opinion.
Skip the second one. Okay.
Like that's a 20-hour game that could have been done in. It's a 25-hour game that could have been done in 10. It's a slog the last 10 hours of that game. A lot of repetition. But
yeah,
and yeah, I think the first one was fucking awesome too. It was one of my favorite games of the generation.
I think, like, honestly, one of the things that's been kind of bugging me, just about Sony in general, is like all the remasters and remakes.
Yeah,
and it's like they did so. Last of Us 2 was end of PS4 cycle.
Yeah, it was like
and
one of the final games.
Remaster of it for the PS5, and it's like, is that really necessary? Like, seriously,
it was not.
Like, I'm sure it looks fine as a PS4 game on the PS5. I'm sure it looks fine. It's like, it just, and I feel like a lot of that's been going on. And instead of going, all right, what are we working on? It's like, oh, we got this another remaster. Okay, great, let's get it out. You know?
Yeah.
And I don't know. Just like, how about work on some new stuff? That's fucking crazy.
It is, no shit, dude. You're not wrong at all. It's like, I'm surprised they haven't thrown all the Uncharted games on there remastered or some shit too, you know, just to grab the money, you know.
At least those are old, you know.
Older,
like, okay,
yeah.
You want to remaster Uncharted 1. Yeah, okay, that's actually a good idea. Or Demon Souls. That was a good remaster. Like,
right.
That makes sense.
Right.
That makes sense. But to remaster a game that's like 2 years old, 3 years old, no.
Yeah, and drop it on PC at the same time, and it was a total fucking clusterfuck of a mess.
Yeah, that was a mess. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I agree with you there.
Something else too that I thought was kind of weird about the showcase is they didn't show anything for Destiny 2. Like,
right.
Why would you not show
you own Bungie?
Your next
You own Bungie.
It's getting ready to come out.
Like,
next week or something.
Right.
Like, have a little trailer to freaking, you know, rally the troops here. Like, hey, this is coming out next week. You should get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing. Or how about a 1-minute spot for Wolverine? Just give us something.
We already know it exists. We've seen the leaked footage, you know, if you're really in, you know, depth with the game stuff. But yeah, I fully expected there to be something from Insomniac, whether it was like just a statement or, you know, DLC for Spidey or anything for Wolverine. Yeah, but just got nothing. We had DLC for the first Spider-Man, which was really great. And I would love some more DLC for that, for the second one. It was a really, really great game. But
have they said they're going to do DLC for Spidey too?
Nope, not to my knowledge.
Oh,
if they do, I've missed it, but I really want it because all of the DLC for one was great. Oh yeah, you would really. There's so much to build on right there. They had so many characters.
Didn't they like? I thought they were like setting some stuff up, like
felt like it
for yeah. Okay, all right, yeah. Like, I've watched a lot of it, but you know, I haven't played it or whatever. But yeah, I felt like they were setting up some pretty interesting things. Like, oh, that'd be kind of rad.
Oh yeah.
Right. But maybe they're just Spider-Man 3 then. Maybe that's
they're holding it all or something. Who knows? After all the leaks that happened, who knows what they decided to change as far as where they were going from there. Kind of fucked us all, those data miners and shit, assholes.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, before we get out of here, hit everybody up. What are you gonna be doing on your channel coming up? You playing anything new, or are you sticking with some Valheim? What's happening, man?
Probably some Valheim. And I want to like start playing something else as well. And just kind of like maybe have Valheim like maybe a day or two during the weekend. Of course, all this like totally hinges on work and sanity.
Of course,
you know, real life. And but yeah, I'd like to try to do some more streaming. Considering Elden Ring.
Oh, okay.
Getting ready for DLC and stuff like that, and it's just such a huge game, and there's so many things to do and all that stuff. So that is highly plausible. But yeah, as of right now, Valheim, and then maybe a few surprises.
Hell yeah, everybody likes surprises. That's awesome. Well, again, guys, make sure to run over there and on Twitch, and you're YouTube as well now, right?
Yeah. Everything I do on Twitch, I just export over to YouTube, and it is a fucking mess over there. But hey, one of these days, we're gonna get over there and organize that shit.
Hey, that's all right. What it's all in due time. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, check out his VOD on YouTube. Check him out live on Twitch as well. Riles Becker. Good times over there watching him. He's always interacting with the chat. He's a good dude. Makes time for all the people in chat, which is awesome. So
We try our best.
we definitely try, man. We're getting old, like we said, man. We like our bourbon and our beer, and can't stop the time. So we'll just go and do the best we can. Yep. I'm planning on doing some streaming myself. Again, we live in the same world, man. So it's like, yeah, when it comes to, mind sanity and on top of work and life things, you got to make time when you can. But I've dipped back into my GTA 5, sickness. I love Grand Theft Auto. So I'm planning to stream a little bit of that. I'm pretty early on in the game, and I want to just get on there and just fuck around and play that. I've played it so many times, a lot like your Elden Ring experiences, huge game as well. It's a big one, and I love the franchise. 6 going to be coming out, next year sometime, so I'm excited for that. So why not throw a little GTA out there and maybe something else along the lines when I get in there and play it. But yeah, check out our stream too, time to time if you guys can, and jump over on our Discord channel. We love to chat over there and see what's going on with everybody in the gaming world, and keep that alive. But again, man, thanks for joining tonight and being the guest on the show and talking some PlayStation.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me, and I really hope to get to do it again real soon.
Fuck yeah, we'll have to do this again for sure, and work on some co-streams in the future. That's gonna be fun as well. All right, guys. Well, hey, I'm out of here for now. All of you guys out there, stay loud.